Hey guys, Liv here from Georgie's Corner. Today we're going to be making a simple cake topper 2 ways. The question one of my customers asked was, how do I make a simple text cake topper? Well, here's how you do it. First off, I like to separate each word into its own text box. This way it's easier to edit, to change fonts and everything like that. So right now we're just, going through the motions, trying to pick the best font. This is by far always the longest process, only because unless you've got your absolute go-tos, there's so many fonts to pick from. First off, just seeing if there was a bold there, but no. What we're going to then do is find a script for our other 2 text boxes. Nice, and then we're just going to play around with it. So ideally, when you're doing something simple like this, every element needs to be touching. Otherwise, when you put your cake topper stick on, bits are going to fall off. So what I'm doing here is ungrouping the 90. Then I'm going to move the 9 so it attaches to the 0. That way, it's all in one and one part's not going to be missing. Here we're going to select weld. That is going to join them together so they are one object, theoretically. They're no longer individual text. Now, we're going to move the years over. Like I said, thankfully with this word years, every letter is together, whereas as you can see with the word loved, L is separate. So we're going to ungroup the word loved. We are then going to move the L and do what we did with the 90, and we are going to weld everything together. Now the fun part, it's just literally finding the placement that works best for you. By all means, take your time, see what suits, and this is where we will have our finished product. We have found the position that we love. Once again, you're going to select everything and click weld. Ta-da! Now, what I like to do, just to add extra stability, depending on what paper or cardstock you're using, I like to duplicate this a few times. And what you're going to then do is glue them all together at the end once they're all cut. So just so you can see, now here are our mats. It has separated it into 2. However, if you like a bit of a jigsaw, you can move items from mat to mat and rotate them however you like, as long as they fit within the guidelines and they're not over, what is that word? They're not, going to cut into the next one. So all the lines you can see is where it's going to cut. Here, you will double check that every letter is welded together. Here we go with our second option. Now, I would say for beginners, this is probably the easiest option, as you're not trying to make sure every individual item is touching. I take that back. Yes, every individual item has to touch, but we're not going to be doing it via each individual character. We're going to be using the offset button, which gives it a border, and we're going to do what they would call layering. You can make it 3D with foamies, or you can just make it 2D by gluing them together. This is the easiest one, a nice thick border, 2 tones, done. Or what you can do is you can use a thinner offset and create multiple layers. This one is going to need, at 0.2, it's going to need 3 offsets to make sure on this final one that everything is touching. Just to give you a visual, let's go in and change the colors. Very on brand, love my blues. So yeah, you've got your 2 options. You go with a few layers and make them thinner, or you just stick to the 2 and 1's thick. By all means, if you have any more questions, let me know. Tag me in your work on Instagram. I would love to see how you guys use this tutorial. Now, the mats, because they're different colors, this is going to create multiple different mats, one for each individual color, just to make it easier for yourself. But yeah, Let me know how you go. Thanks, guys.